Hi, welcome to Reinventing Community Television. I'm Kathy Bisbee, Executive Director at CMAP and Community Television here in Santa Cruz County. With me today I have Nick Brandt, our Technology Director at CMAP, who is also working with us here at Community Television in Santa Cruz. Welcome, Nick.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So Nick, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from and how did you end up at CMAP?
Well, Kathy found me at a station in Ashland, Oregon, where I was doing some similar technology refits and seemed like a good match. So here I am and really enjoying myself, doing a lot of technology complete redesign here. So it's been very exciting so far.
Tell us a little bit about what you've done so far at CMAP, because there's been quite a year change at CMAP, and like CTV, CMAP has really gone through a transition in the last year since you came with us. Tell us a little bit about some of the things you've done.
Well, so when I got here, as you know, CMAP was moving to the new location at Christopher, which was a complete build-up into 2 or 3 actual high school classrooms. So that was my first project, building a studio there, and then we also moved the entire master control system, which is brand new, to the same facility. And so now, as a result of that and that being finished, we have a complete IP network that spans 2 complete counties. And all of our video traffic runs over IP instead of over traditional cable means.
So does that mean we're digital?
Yeah, we're completely digital. We're ready for HD when it gets here, but we're completely digital. We're sending little 1s and 0s across fiber lines instead of actual video signal like you get into your TV.
And how is that better for our viewers?
Well, the viewers are going to see, as well as here at CTV, they're going to see a automatic increase in picture quality. I mean, before you might have seen it was a little fuzzy or something like that, and now it's going to be crisp, clear, and it's going to resize to your TV depending on what size your TV is.
Wow, yeah, that's really exciting.
Yeah, so if you're watching on one of those really large, 16 by 9 HD televisions, the picture will at least make a good attempt to fit your entire screen. If you have a 60-inch TV, well, good luck, but yeah, it'll make a good attempt to try to fit what the viewer wants to see. Same thing with streaming. We've brought on streaming online, and we now do adaptive bitrate streaming, and we can get to iPads, iPhones, which is sort of new in our community media here.
So what's really happening here at both Community Television in Santa Cruz and also at CMAP is that we're kind of upgrading our facilities, our capacity, our staffing, our engagement with our members, and our technology infrastructure. One of the things that we were really asked to do by the County of Santa Cruz when we were given the contract again this year, really with some parameters about what they wanted us to do, was to improve the quality of our channels, the quality of our programming. It's one of the reasons the county asked us to bring Dunbar Productions on board, which we had on the show last month. And then also with our work from CMAP coming over and really helping to rebuild the technology infrastructure here and upgrade it. Mm-hmm. It's sort of a Web 3.0, if you will, community media 3.0 that we're trying to achieve over the next year. And we're going to talk about on today's show what some of those upgrades are really going to look like. So tell us a little bit about the Media Services Department. We've had some changes here in the last couple of months. Who's on your team, and how are you doing things differently than folks may have heard that we were doing things even just in the recent past?
Well, actually, at both of our organizations now, we've redesigned the hierarchy of the programming department, and so now the technology director, that's me, is sort of the commander of the ship. I handle all the channels between CMAP and CTV, but I have 2 captains, I like to refer to them as. I have Josh Young at CMAP and Victor Herman here at CTV, who are our media services coordinators. We're really excited to bring them on board because we completely redesigned their job descriptions to sort of become more like a utility knife within the community media structure rather than just a programming department person. And so these people can do pretty much anything I ask them to do, from editing the website in the morning to running a live meeting at night, to even helping here on studio crews. So I'm really excited to have both those people on board. It allows me to do a lot more traveling and deal with a lot more of the issues that come up across both organizations. So. That's
great. Well, I think we really built on the foundation of all of the previous staff and volunteers and members and board members here at CTV. I mean, we're really fortunate here to have such a great foundation that has been created for us over the last 18 years. But where we're at now is really making a transition to meet the requirements of the county contract, which we really need to meet those requirements in order to get the contract again to provide public access, educational access, and government access here in Santa Cruz County. We're gonna have to jump through some hoops to make sure that we're really meeting the needs of the county, meeting the requests of the Board of Supervisors and the county staff, and also really meeting the needs of the community. And there are new needs in the community. There are new needs amongst our membership. There are new needs amongst volunteers. There are a lot of people getting involved that haven't been involved, that maybe didn't want to come in and make a TV show here, like to watch the channels, are interested in really quality local programming. What are some of the things that are happening with the members? How are we getting members more involved here at CTV?
Well, you know, with changes like this, it's hard to make changes and just sort of say, okay, this is how it is now. And so we're kind of in the middle of managing those changes. As a part of that, we've brought on a special focus group of members who really understand how community TV has worked in the past, the vision that we're trying to move towards, and we're really asking them, how does this affect you? How would you like to use this? How do you want to use your station? And so I meet with them. I call them the super users. That's just my little nickname for them. But I meet with them and we talk about the technology changes. We do trainings with them first so that we understand how membership will react to different changes. And in that way, we're trying to keep members as involved as possible in these technology changes. Because in general, what we're trying to do, as you've said, is we're trying to empower the members to take charge of their own station, and really that's happening. I mean, more and more we see members taking charge of their channel, their station, things like that.
Well, I think what you said there is very important for folks to really hear, and we should reiterate it, that the only way community television will survive into the future is if this community supports it. And that it could show up in a variety of ways. One, in donations, supporting the station. We need your help, the viewers, the community of Santa Cruz County, folks who know the value of community television's programming, local programming. Nobody else is doing it. Santa Cruz has not necessarily been covered by other media outlets on television, and we really are reaching over probably about 75,000 people with both Charter and Comcast customers, seeing all of our programming on the channels. We air thousands and thousands of hours of government access every year, which would not be seen if it were not for community television covering, and media service department really covering all of those hours of local government, so that citizens of this county can not only see what's going on, but also be involved in it, come to the meetings and participate in our community and democracy. But the other part of that is also that we're really the only place, you can't go into a broadcast studio like NBC and say, hey, I want a TV show. But we want our members to really do it themselves. We're not here to create television for you, for the community. We're really here to facilitate access to the media. So that brings up another station that we want to talk about, which is Denver Open Media. Denver had a very similar Phoenix. They were much more of a Phoenix than I think we are, but they went through a big transition in 2005, which they actually closed down for a whole year in 2005 because they lost their contract, which could easily happen here or could have, still might. With the city of Denver, they lost their contract and another organization came in and was able to implement community media services, but they had to do it without operating funds. So they're very similar to us. We've been very interested in watching their model over the last couple of years as they've evolved and grown and struggled with the issues that we're struggling with. So we're really following their lead, and you've been working with them recently. We hired them to build us some tools that they've already built for other media centers. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the tools and how we're going to implement them at CTV and CMAP?
Yeah, so Denver Open Media, as Kathy just said, kind of has no operating dollars. So they chose to write software that puts the entire operation of the station in the hands of the members, dealing with everything from membership fees to equipment rental to taking a class, all the way up to scheduling the channel. So we have contracted with them to use the same tools, and we're going to use them across both organizations to do the same things, so that as a member you can come in and check out your own equipment by filling out an online form, and then you give it to a volunteer, and the volunteer helps you check out that equipment and helps you check it back in. This is a really exciting user-based implementation. I'm really excited to see that. It's kind of automation at its best, because automation in its truest sense is robots doing everything. Well, this is not the case. In this case, it's really members doing everything, and they do everything for themselves based on a specific set of criteria that the website gives them. And so I actually have brought the development site. Now, this is still in development here, but as you can see, you can this is called our new membership portal. You can do everything on here, from becoming a member to taking a class to renting equipment. And I just wanted to point out here, the new equipment rental, we've been working on that the most recently, and so if you click on that.
I love their tagline, putting the power of the media in the hands of the community, and that's really what we're trying to do here, is really put the members in charge,
right,
and help them to do that and facilitate access to media, facilitate technology. So show us a little bit about their side and how they do that, how they facilitate that access.
All the way down to equipment rental. I mean, this is an example of their equipment rental page. Here you would log in, you would choose the piece of equipment that you want. Let's say I need a microphone. Just click on the microphone. It shows me the available microphone down here, gives me a nice description of it, and it lets me know that I don't have the proper certification to rent this piece of equipment. But that just goes to illustrate the amount of automation we have here. So this system manages what certifications you have, what membership level you have, and then tells you what you can and can't do. It's exciting too, because once you've done this, our members will get between 48 and 57 hours free of their equipment rental, and then after that there's a charge if you want to keep it longer, and this system tracks all that, gives you a way to pay for it, and everything like that. So it's really exciting to see. Like I said, this is in development phase, but it will be rolled out fairly soon. So we're excited to sort of come up rebirthed.
Excellent. Well, and I should say that, Denver actually has 1.5 people that they run their entire station on. Now, they also have folks doing paid production work, media services and community, government access folks as well that are part of their umbrella organization. But the public access part is 1.5 staff people. And I think, when we're looking at our budget going from, we had $750,000 last year down to $550 this year, and next year is going to be under $300 if we get the contract renewed from the county. We don't know. So this is really going to set us up to make sure that we can preserve and protect public access to the media here in Santa Cruz County for years and years to come, because this system will provide for that.
Right. And as Kathy can attest to, when we first met each other, I was sort of skeptical to the whole Denver open media model. But now that I've seen it and I see the types of stuff that we can do with this software, I totally believe that it's possible that not only can we have that level of staffing, but we can also run a very robust system using volunteers and membership-based scheduling and things like that.
What are some of the other things that you can do with their automated tools?
Well, firstly, you can sign up for different levels of membership, and you can manage all of that online. So instead of a staff member having to remind you that you need to pay your membership fee, actually the system will do that. It'll send you an email that says, "Hey, your membership is coming up for anniversary. Guess what? You can renew your membership," and then that unlocks all sorts of tools. Equipment rental actually means when you want to rent the studio, so that's handled by the equipment rental system. The other thing that we're excited to be able to do is offer the classes over this system. So you'll register for your class over the system. We'll know whether we need to have a staff person for that class, which sometimes tends to be a problem. Well, are they signed up? Aren't they signed up?
Right.
You never know. So we'll be able to track membership and class registration. We'll be able to set minimum levels for class registration so that the class won't happen if there's not 3 people in it. So we're excited to have that. The other thing that we haven't talked about yet that maybe you want to talk about is empowering the members to schedule their own Channel 27.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that. So talk a little bit about how in programming the channels, the members are going to be involved in that.
Absolutely. So that tool is actually a little bit different than the Denver Open Media model. Denver really helps us with our membership and our classes and our equipment reservation. But because we've gone with our vendor Telview, we have a whole system set up to help members schedule their own content. And actually, I've also brought that system with me. Because it's all online, folks. That means I can, if I'm at a computer, I can deal with it.
And one thing I should mention too, that is if folks don't have internet at home, we will actually have a kiosk here at the office, so folks can come in and use a computer here to be able to do all this themselves.
Absolutely.
So, or a public library, or there's lots of access where folks can be able to get to Community Television's website.
Yeah, so some people always ask me, oh, I don't have the amount of bandwidth necessary to do this stuff. Well, that's okay because we've got 3 editing stations here and a kiosk for members to interact with. So if you want to, come on down, use our computers here. I also do know that at least one of our members does a lot of stuff from the library, and they seem to be able to support her needs. And so that's good to know. But I'd like to introduce to you Telview Connect, which is on my screen now. This is just sort of the way that we do not accept DVDs anymore. I don't know if you knew that.
That's kind of a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a huge deal. I actually have a few colleagues who've told me that's crazy. There's no way you can't accept DVDs. I said, just watch me. So we have a saying now, DVDs are like hockey pucks.
They're hockey pucks.
Yeah, but so it's so easy to submit content to us now because you just log into the system. The instructions to do that are under how to submit a program right on our website.
Great.
And you just take your file and you drag and drop it right into this little window here, and it begins to upload. Doesn't matter what file format it is, doesn't matter how long it is, doesn't matter any of that information. Once you've drug it into this window, it starts an upload process. Once the upload process is complete, you give us a little bit of information, what the title of the program is, what the description of the program is, and then you submit that. Once that's done, Victor gets an email and it says, hey, you got a new piece of content. Victor goes onto his version of this site, and he approves it and immediately starts scheduling it. So because of that, I know that CTV in the past has had about a 2 to 3 week turnaround for a newly submitted program because of all the time that it took to encode that DVD or get it into playback. We can have as little as a 24-hour turnaround at this point, which we're really excited about. The other thing that we're really excited about is if you have a series here at CTV, we've set you up with a username and password, and you can actually schedule your own content. So if we go back to the laptop, this is the schedule. Once it loads, this is the schedule. This is the schedule of all CTV series and all open slots for those series. And I'm just going to scroll down so you can see. But these are all the CTV series on Channel 27. Each series producer has their own login and password. They go in and they actually fill each of these slots, and we don't have to do it.
Wow.
So as we move forward, we're about 80% complete with this phase 1 process of getting people to submit their own content. By 100%, Victor won't even have to touch Channel 27. It will truly be a member scheduled channel. And that gives us more time to schedule Channel 25, Channel 26, which are, one is our staff content channel and the other one is our government channel.
And as part of the rebranding process that the county's asked us to do, and requesting that we work with Romney Dunbar and Dunbar Productions, we'll be rebranding the channels. So we have some exciting new names, and we are working on some logos for those new channels that will really, I think, make it very clear that this is the public access channel, this is the educational channel and the community curated channel, and then this is our government access channel. We'll be revealing those names and logos in next month's show, in fact, and we are doing a design contest on some of the online crowdsourcing and design websites to get some new bugs for the channel. So that'll be exciting when we get to that place.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I just wanted to say to the public out there, we appreciate your support while we're doing these transitions. Sometimes it makes it a little difficult when we are making transitions, and sometimes we just have to make that decision and then deal with the fallout later. We appreciate all the community support. We appreciate your feedback even. So please call in to us. Let us know, hey, I'm missing this show. Where did it go? And we'll make sure to get it back on. We had a little bit of a debacle with Free Speech TV and our Democracy Now! Folks, which, as you know, is a really popular show.
It's a very popular show.
I didn't know how popular until we had to move the satellite dish from this building to the county building where our server system is now located. We had to move it. It took one day. In that one day, I got about 15 calls.
Wow.
Where's Democracy Now? Why is it not on? And I was like, I'm sorry. The satellite dish is down. I'm sorry. I'll get that back. So, for everybody listening, you can see Democracy Now! At 5 a.m., 9 a.m., and 5 p.m. on Channel 27 from now on, I promise.
Excellent. So, what other kinds of changes are happening in the next... one big change that we haven't talked about is that we bought a brand new broadcast server and now have it located at the county building. That's news that people probably don't know.
Oh, that's right.
So talk a little bit about that and what was the benefit of us doing that?
Sure. So when we were first approached by the county, they had said, well, you can move your server into our data center, and I went to look at the data center, and it's this beautiful room with all this air conditioning, which is often a problem. And so what we've gotten is a beautiful partnership between us and the county, where they're able to provide us with rack space and air conditioning and power, which is also
generator
a generator if everything goes down. So we're actually able now to run this station 24/7 because the only thing that is actually housed here are the control computers. So we have a very specific connection for one of our computers here between here and the county building, and it controls everything in a rack. I'm sorry I don't have a photo. I should have taken a photo. But it's all in an entire television station fits in one rack now, about 7 feet tall.
So kind of like a gorilla rack.
Kind of like a gorilla rack.
With metal frame.
With a metal frame and all these little, basically computers
like
go
5
into
feet by 3.5 maybe?
Actually, it's a 7 foot tall rack.
Okay.
But yeah. So that's all housed in the county, and the county's also given us some staff time. So if we have some kind of an outage or need to have something rebooted, all I have to do is call my contact, and he flips the right switch, and we're back online. So that's an exciting change for us. The other one that I wanted to talk about was that over the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be really working on this Denver open media stuff. And I've got at least 3 people on staff here working full-time on it, including myself, so that we can have it up and running during the first couple weeks of October.
Excellent.
And that will be a large change for people because we'll be doing a lot of outreach to get every one of our members to come in, set up a new account on the Denver Open Media System, learn how it works, tell us what their anniversary date of their membership is so we can get that programmed in. we're not going to just start everybody over again. We're going to try to get your anniversary dates all set so that your membership lasts in full until the next membership. And so that's all a large change that we're going to have to do. I'm personally meeting with a lot of members just to explain some of these changes. I know that we'll continue to do that with the Denver Open Media stuff, and so stay tuned. Look out for Constant Contact on our newsletter, which we just sent out one about all the changes that we're doing. So yeah.
Well, the other thing is that we're doing trainings for members, so folks can stay tuned on Community Television's website, communitytv.org, and be able to see any kinds of trainings or events. We're also going to be doing Take Ones, which is part of our outreach and community engagement plan that our new development director, Paul McNabb, who has been on a show here at Community Television recently, talking about some of our outreach and fundraising efforts, because it's really the first time we've had someone on staff that's been focused on getting out into the community, doing some fundraising, getting individual donations. And we are in need, of course, of both member support, volunteer support. We're always looking for volunteers. And we do need donations. We need to raise about $250,000 this year to really move community television forward. But as you can see from what Nick's talked about, we are really moving forward on all of these ways that we can reduce our costs and create more efficiencies and build a technology infrastructure that's supported by the activities and DIY of members, so that community television will be sustainable for many years to come. And we need your help in doing that. So we're about to wrap up our show for today. Nick, is there any last one or two thoughts that you want to share? Oh,
I just wanted to point out the website. We're trying to use the website as one of our major points of contact to everybody. And so here, as you can see at the top of our web page, this is our scrolling what's going on box, is what we like to call it. And so as you can see, here are some of our things that we just shot. Streaming is back online. We make sure to keep our viewers informed on our website. So if you have any questions, please visit our website at communitytv.org and look at this very top box. Other than that, just contact CTV if you have any questions.
Well, we're going to wrap up this edition of Reinventing Community Television. We want to thank all of our volunteers and members and producers for everything that you're doing right now to help community television continue into the future. Thanks so much for your patience and support as we go through all of the transitions that we're going through here at CTV. And we look forward to the next edition, which will be focused on the rebranding of our community channels. We're really excited about that, and we can't wait to introduce it to you. We will be doing something at First Friday in November, a party here at CTV to reveal our new channel logos and the new brand for the channel. So we'll invite you to that, and have a great day.